Welcome to Movie Recaps with Brian. Subscribe below for daily recaps. Today we're recapping How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, directed by Donald Petrie. Andy Anderson, played by Kate Hudson, is a bright, talented writer for Composure, a popular women's magazine in New York City. Though she's known as the go-to expert for the magazine's how-to columns, Andy is increasingly frustrated with the shallow topics she's forced to write about. A political science major and a serious thinker at heart, she yearns to explore weightier issues like international affairs and social justice. One day, Andy's friend and colleague Michelle, played by Katherine Hahn, is devastated by another failed relationship, tearfully insisting that she's not pretty or appealing enough to keep a man. Andy, who sees things more analytically, tells Michelle the issue isn't her appearance but her clingy, emotionally overwhelming behavior. Inspired by this, Andy pitches an idea to her editor Lana Jong, played by Bebe Neuwirth, an experimental column called How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, in which she'll intentionally drive a man away by mimicking all of Michelle's relationship mistakes. Lana, intrigued by the concept's entertainment value, agrees. If Andy can get it done in 10 days, it'll be the magazine's cover story. Meanwhile, over at an advertising agency, charming but cocky executive Benjamin Barry, played by Matthew McConaughey, wants to break out of his stereotype as a guy's guy who only handles beer and sports accounts. He's got his eye on leading a high-profile diamond advertising campaign, but his boss, Philip, played by Robert Klein, questions if Ben has the emotional intelligence to handle a product so deeply tied to romance and love. To prove he does, Ben boldly bets that he can make any woman fall in love with him in 10 days. Philip agrees, saying that if Ben pulls it off in time for the company's upcoming gala, the campaign is his. Ben's co-workers and rivals, Judy Spears, played by Michael Michelle, and Judy Green, played by Shalom Harlow, who are also gunning for the diamond account, conspire to sabotage his plan. Earlier that day, they had visited Composure and overheard Andy's upcoming article idea. Spotting her at the same bar that night, they point her out to Ben as his target, knowing full well that she's trying to get a man to dump her. Ben approaches Andy, and sparks fly instantly, each thinking they're in control of the situation. Unbeknownst to the other, both have an agenda. She's trying to lose him, and he's trying to make her fall in love. Over the next several days, Andy throws every classic relationship-killing tactic at Ben. She's clingy, controlling, and overbearing. She interrupts a Knicks game by sending Ben on a soda run right before the buzzer beater shot, causes a scene at a movie theater, floods his apartment with feminine decor, brings over a dog and a love fern to symbolize their relationship, and drags him to a Celine Dion concert instead of another Knicks game. Despite the chaos, Ben remains determined and pretends to be the perfect boyfriend, frustrating Andy with his resilience. But in between the antics, glimpses of their real personalities shine through. They share quiet moments, inside jokes, and genuine laughs, and both begin developing unexpected feelings for each other. The stakes are raised when Andy crashes Ben's poker night, embarrassing him in front of his friends by acting needy and disruptive. Fed up, Ben prepares to end it, until his best friends Tony and Thayer, who know about the bet, convince him to stay on track. They suggest couples therapy as a fix. Ben, desperate to win the wager, agrees. Andy, equally determined to finish her article, has Michelle pose as a fake therapist. During the session, the two women push Ben's buttons with exaggerated psychoanalysis, but Ben flips the situation by suggesting a weekend trip to meet his family in Staten Island. Andy, caught off guard, reluctantly agrees. Surprisingly, the trip is a turning point. Andy meets Ben's warm, welcoming family and bonds with them. His mother's sincere affection for her deeply moves Andy, and the weekend reveals the softer, more authentic sides of both her and Ben. Their feelings for each other start to feel very real. At the company ball, Andy and Ben arrive together, appearing as a genuine couple. When Philip sees them together, he assumes Ben has succeeded in his challenge. He congratulates him and confirms that Ben will lead the diamond campaign. However, Judy and Judy aren't finished scheming. They approach Tony and Thayer and imply that Andy knew about the bet all along and was playing along to help Ben win. Tony and Thayer, trying to contain the situation, pull Andy aside and tell her not to say anything about Ben's bet at the ball, unintentionally revealing the secret to her. Simultaneously, Lana chats with Ben and mentions how excited she is about Andy's How to Lose a Guy article, tipping Ben off to her original motive. Now both are aware they've been manipulated and manipulating each other. On stage at the ball, their emotions explode in a heated public argument where they accuse one another of lying, using, and betraying. The moment ends in heartbreak, and they part ways. The next day, Tony shows Ben Andy's completed article. Instead of mocking Ben or gloating about her success, Andy writes from the heart, confessing how she genuinely fell in love with the man she was supposed to drive away. The tone is vulnerable and honest. She's not proud of what she did. Ben is moved and rushes to find her. He goes to the composure office only to learn that Andy quit her job after Lana refused her request to write more serious stories. She's heading to Washington, D.C. to interview for a new position at a political journalism outlet. Ben races through the city and catches her just as she's leaving in a taxi. He stops the car and confronts her, asking why she's running. Andy says she's going to chase the career she really wants. Ben tells her he read the article and that she didn't lose him. They finally open up about their real feelings, admit how deeply they care for each other, and share a passionate kiss in the middle of the street. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe below to watch more movie recaps with Brian. Comment below which movie you'd like to see recapped next.